Welcome back
Yeah.
to the channel. So it's so exhausting dealing with all of this.
Yes,
So,
it
baby,
is.
what are we gonna talk about today?
What we're gonna talk about? We're gonna talk about immigration.
Yeah, let's talk about immigration because that's what's getting real out here, especially in Chicago. So, first, I want to say no matter how many times they keep telling us that Kamala was not the border czar, it doesn't make it true. Let me share my screen real quick.
Yes, let's see this.
Okay, it says Biden taps VP Harris to lead response to border challenges.
Yes.
So here we go. We have President Joe Biden has tapped Vice President Kamala Harris
That's
to
our current vice president.
lead the White House effort to tackle the migration challenge at the U.S. southern border.
Oh wow, that's true. When was that? That was
2021,
That's
March 24th,
interesting.
2021 is when this was. And then by the way, this is the AP. So
Associated Press.
yeah.
It's
Mhm.
supposed to be a respected news source.
So border and work with Central American nations to address root causes of the problem.
Hmm.
So if we're saying that Kamala was not the border czar, then why are they reporting it as such?
Yeah, she was given that responsibility. Well, 3.5 years ago.
Yeah. So we can, kill the noise about she wasn't the border czar. Clearly here, President Joe Biden tapped her.
Somebody from Fox News coined the term czar or something. I don't know if they called her that. It's just she was just responsible for it, and in turn, because she was responsible for it, became the czar over it.
Mm-hmm. So
and it's been an excessive problem ever since.
Yeah.
And before, it's not the first time migrants have been crossing the border. They've been crossing the border for some time.
And that's what's interesting because out of all these years, why are we now feeling this? Is it, according to the title, is there a plan? Do we believe there's a plan to displace and replace Black Americans?
I mean, why
it's
else?
starting to really, really feel like it. And we know what immigration does to the Black community. So if we're aware of that, let's take a look. Let me share my screen again. Donna Jackson, she made some good points on immigration and the history of it. Just something, not too long. So give it a minute. I'm going to share.
See that there are people who have been fighting for freedom. And when you hear people say racism, when you hear Black people say racism, what they're talking about is financial freedom, financial stability.
Right.
I don't feel as financially stable as this person over here that's doing well, or this person over here that can afford all their bills, this person that can take care of their families. And in this sense, Black people are being pushed back, illegal immigrants are being propped up.
Mhm.
So all of a sudden, individuals that haven't even achieved financial freedom, haven't achieved it, fighting for decades, are now looking at people who have an instrumental amount of financial freedom. I want to give you another story. I was in Memphis, Tennessee for the last 3 weeks. Federal Express was laying off natural born citizens to hire illegal immigrants.
Ooh,
They were laying them off, not only them, but it was another large company that you would know, laying off legal citizens to replace them with illegal immigrants. In the city of Chicago, the school board is considered a sanctuary city, which means that illegal immigrants get preferential treatment in hiring over natural legal citizens.
Yeah.
They automatically get 2 board seats without running on the school board over natural citizens. Who's getting pushed to the back of the bus? I can tell you something. We're holding on to the tailpipe of the bus. We're not even riding it.
Amen.
After you put the amount of benefits that illegal immigrants have, it was really a slap in the face.
That's right.
When the city of Chicago opened up closed schools to house illegal immigrants.
They're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens. This is what the Democratic Party has done, or the political left has done to America. They have taken the word, they have taken control of the usage of words.
That's right.
Excuse me. They have controlled the narrative. They're illegal aliens. Excuse me. They're illegal aliens. They're not immigrants. This is very clear. We should not call them. Why am I coughing? I'm sorry. Can you take it? I have to want some water.
But the perception is reality. They're seeing that reality every day. They're walking over and walking past Black men, young men who have no opportunities, who are sleeping in the street in boxes, while illegal immigrants are getting free housing, renting. In New York City, 135 of the hotels. New York City is the most expensive city in America to rent a hotel room. 135 hotels of the 700 hotels, that's a significant number, are now housing illegal immigrants.
Wow.
They're illegal aliens.
I mean, I can't stand
African Americans who will never have the opportunity not only to go to New York City, but to stay in a luxury hotel. And yet, illegal people breaking the law, coming over to the border, are actually getting a free ride. They have an American dream that African Americans will never realize in their lifetime. And how are we okay with this? It's the reason why you see the shift. You're seeing a shift from the left to the right, because that is the last straw.
Yep.
Fighting my entire life for financial stability for my family. And then here this person gets rewarded for breaking the law. Not only does he hits the lottery, because I still have student loans and they get to go to college for free.
Wow.
But this has been going on since the 1800s. If you know the history, you know it's been going on since the 1800s. Black Americans being replaced, newly freed slaves being replaced by mass immigration. Now it's illegal aliens. And Simone D. Sanders on MSNBC said we can't even say the word illegal aliens. She was saying that to Byron Donalds. That's not true. It's in you're anti-American if you don't go by the laws on the United States Code. It's anti-American. You're anti-Black American if you're pro-illegal aliens. This is the position. If you look at the history, if you know the data, you know illegal aliens, mass immigration since the 1800s has adversely impacted Black Americans. It's clear. It's documented. So anyone allowing illegal aliens into the country is anti-Black America. The Democratic Party is anti-Black America, and the Democratic Party has destroyed the Black American family. We only have 75, there's only 25% two-parent households, and 75% single-headed households. White liberal women push free sex feminism / sexual liberation. This destroyed the American family, destroying the American family, destroying Black American families. All these policies, all the policies of the Democratic Party stink. They have destroyed America. They have destroyed the family. John Adams says that for a country to be free and prosperous, the citizens must be moral and be of good moral character. The family is the most important institution in society.
That's right.
You have Black men who cannot marry Black women. Why? Because they don't have income. They don't have wealth. Why? Because mass immigration, illegal aliens. It's clear. It's very clear.
There it is.
So let me get out of here. Pause that for a second. Stop sharing. So this is getting real. It's getting really real out here, and you know what do we? I mean, we've been the most loyal. What do we do? What do we do wrong? Like we've been the most loyal to these people, and this is what we get. This is what we get.
It's a shame. It's a shame how you continue to walk back and forth over us, over black people,
and how real it is in Chicago. Let me share my screen again. This is how real it is. I mean, this is the last straw for some of us. Like we are getting sick and tired of this. So let's see what's happening in Chicago. Let me check this.
I want to see
it. Let's see. Let's share this one. Okay, and this is in my old neighborhood, but they're all over here where we live now. Okay, let's take a look.
They trying to break in some shit. They was. They had shows
everywhere. Fair use.
Yeah, they trying to break in that building so they can live there. Look at all these immigrants on exits, y'all.
What?
That shit don't make no sense.
So,
wow.
It's like they deep as hell out here. But look, they taking over this, y'all. Look, they in all type of cars, all type of shit out here, yo. 7935 exits, send some help.
What?
They taking over. Look.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
I swear to God, they breaking in that building.
They just broke in.
Y'all already know what's going on. We is in the building, man. As soon as y'all get down, make sure y'all smash the like button. Say which number like y'all is. Is in here talking about No Limit in the Venezuelans, man. It's a member from No Limit. His ass was on his block. And he just started recording. Over there. He's 79th and exit. He just up phone and start recording. And you know, he's just showing all the Venezuelan migrants just on the block. They over there deep as hell. You know, they pulling up in all type of different cars. And you know, they is either breaking in the house or you got certain landlords that's, you know, taking upon themselves to just let the migrants move in type shit. I heard some wild shit say that each Venezuelan get paid $9,000 a month just off the strength of whatever bill that they passed or whatever, you know, like, which is crazy. $9,000 a month just cause, you know, for whatever y'all moved to the U.S. and the U.S. trying to do right by y'all getting a whole damn near $10,000 a month for that shit. Oh, that shit crazy. On my son, that shit crazy. I don't know, you know, but yeah, fool, like this shit almost on some Fidel Castro shit. Y'all know the movie Scarface, right? If anybody who familiar with the movie Scarface, goddamn it. This what happened. They just sent a whole bunch of, like, Tony was catching bodies over in Cuba before he got sent to America. So this is what they did, bro. They sent all the wild ass Venezuelans, the killers, all type of bodies. They done caught all type of bodies over there, and they done sent their ass over here. So now they just moving. Like, I ain't gonna lie, fool. It's like and then this shit ain't even just happening in Chicago. Like this shit happening in Detroit, New York, Texas, all type of shit. And it's like it's damn near it's finna be like the gang members not finna try to go for that shit. The Venezuelans, they just, you know what I'm saying? They just going with the flow, fool. They just trying to get in where they fit in type shit, but they wouldn't do, you know what I'm saying, whatever's necessary to keep, you know what I'm saying, the ball rolling. Like keep goddamn it, whatever they got going on, keep that shit going. So it's like they as willing to play ball with the gang members. You know, I heard somebody say like, man, y'all best bet is to just goddamn it get with them and goddamn it, you know, like yeah, they with us type shit. Because if y'all go to war with them, this is gonna be a bloodbath. And it's like, man, I don't know, bro. Like shit. Now, when motherfuckers get to killing the Venezuelans, people gonna get to looking like, damn, I ain't gonna lie, fool. Because it's like the way that they coming, let me just put it like this, bro. The way that these Venezuelans coming, fool, is like it ain't finna be no choice. It's like whole time they not coming through on no. All right, we migrant from another country. You know what I'm saying? We coming over here and we just trying to live our life and take care of our families. They not coming on that type of time. They coming on some bully shit. They coming on some aggressive shit. And I ain't gonna lie, fool, that's gonna lead to a lot of their ass dying. Cause like whole time, that's not like, it's like say if some people from another country just move into y'all neighborhood and you know they don't really got shit and they just came from poverty and all type of shit. You would think that they'll come on some humble shit, like, all right, we don't have shit. We're just trying to, goddamn it, take care of our family, get a place to live, and just, you know what I'm saying, you know, do right by our people type shit. You would think that that's how they'll be coming, right? You know, so I feel like initially a lot of our people, they damn near not looking at them like how we looking, like, with the type of shit that's going on, that like initially we ain't looking at them like they finna come over here on some bully shit. Right. We thinking they finna come on some humble shit. So I ain't gonna lie, you know, they ass is getting off right now because we thinking they finna be on some humble shit. Once it like click in our head that they on some bully shit, they agree. And I ain't gonna lie, fool, it's starting to, like, the memo starting to be out there like, yeah, bro, they ass on some, they trying to bogart their way, you know what I'm saying, on our shit. Like, they ain't on it. I feel like once that shit click and a lot of our people's heads, fool, a lot of their ass finna start popping up. Like, Venezuelans finna start dropping, fool, on my son, bro. Because it's like motherfuckers finna treat them like the ops. Whole time, like, people think like, no, y'all just do this shit to y'all people of y'all own color, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like motherfucker gonna shoot at them type shit. If y'all come over here shooting at us, we shooting at y'all. Well, if y'all got something that we want and we feel like we can take it, we gonna take that shit, you know? The whole time, goddamn it. Once it click in people's head that these Venezuelans is on some bully shit, on some Bogart shit, for them, they can push back. Like, no limit. They ain't no, like, all these blocks, no limit, old block, Taekwondo world, goddamn it. They ain't just no goddamn it friendly ass people who just going for anything. Like, you hear this shit that be going on. This is the same type of shit that could go on with them. You think that, like, yeah, old block and 63rd been killing each other for years. You don't think they'll kill these Venezuelans? Just be real. Just use your brain real fast. Like, No Limit and KTS been killing each other for years. You don't think they'll kill these damn Venezuelans, fool? The only reason that is like it ain't really just popped off like that yet is because, like I said, you thinking that they broke as hell. They don't have shit. So you thinking they finna come on some humble shit. But now that they done showed their hand, fool, the Venezuelans done showed their hand, and it's like they showing like, nah, forget that humble shit. We taking shit. Now that they done showed that shit, phone them finna start stepping on their ass, bro. It ain't even no doubt about it in my mind. You see Cairo ass in jail on phone them, like they ass finna start coming up missing. These Venezuelans, goddamn it, all these immigrants who thinking they just pushing on blocks like they finna take over the blocks, they ass finna start coming up missing, fool. This whole time, they ass gotta get in position to where they can, go to war with blocks who already, they know the area, then had guns over there, ARPs, all type of shit, fool. So it's like, this shit finna play out, fool. Y'all just stay tuned. This shit finna play out. God damn it. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like some Venezuelans finna start popping up missing. But look, y'all hop in the comments and let me know what y'all.
All right. Well, stop sharing. So that's how real it is. It's really real.
Over buildings, just like that. We heard that story in Colorado. They took the gangs supposedly kicked everybody out and ran it.
Mm-hmm. It was in Colorado, and it looks like they have already made it here. Let's take a look and see. What's this? Shout out to CSP. Venezuelans take over Chicago apartment.
AR-15s. Hey,
You see this?
they just rolled up in there like that.
So this is what we're talking about. We'll let it play. Well, actually, you just look and see what's happening. But this is what's happening in Chicago. So you can't tell me this is not on purpose.
Y'all already know what's going on. We is in the building, man. As soon
This
as
is
y'all get up
on
there, make sure y'all
purpose.
smash the like button, say which number like y'all is.
No question
Y'all
about
see
it.
the title, y'all see the thumbnail. We is in here talking about these Venezuelans again, man. You know, we just got some footage, man. And, you know, I'm going to just stop calling them Venezuelans because it's not like the Venezuelan people all with this shit whole time. You know, they go by a name. Like, they got a name. It's called the trans something. We just going to call them the trans on phone them. Look, they like, damn, you trying to... Nah, bro, we just going to call them the trans, bro, because that shit too long. You know, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, bro, the trans, goddamn it, is like... they don't, you know, name themselves like they like a gang. Like it's like all the Venezuelans that done came over here. They decide that's on bullshit. All the Venezuelans that done came over here that's on bullshit. They decided to get themselves a name. It's Trans some shit, but I'm just gonna call their ass a trans. So look, bro, we got footage of a Chicago apartment complex.
Oh, that's
I think it's a Hispanic complex. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it's a complex that got took over by these trans, bro. And for them, they took over this apartment complex, and it's like, you know, the video basically it showed like 7 of their ass coming upstairs in the apartment complex. You know, they ass got AR-15s, and they knock on the door, and they just, you know, stay out of sight. You know, you got the little peephole you can look through. They knock on the door, and they stand on the side, out of sight of the peephole, so the people in the apartment can't see them. And then when the person opened the door, fool, they just up the AR-15s, put them in their face, and just everybody just into the apartment, fool.
Wow.
Like,
you see?
This is how they entering these people cribs. They really just deboing the shit for real. They walking up people's shit with big ass military shit and knocking on their door. As soon as you come to the door, they finna debo your shit. Like they finna come up in your shit, and you know, it's they shit now. Like they ass on some
So we'll stop it there because it's an ad now. But what do we do to deserve something like this? Like really? Like, and they got all these laws protecting them. Now, Pritzker just signed a bunch of bills, like 435 or something like
260
that.
something.
But they said in one day it was like 400 and something. So I don't know. I can't keep track. But I know that this is it's really getting real out here with this. I think I got another one. This is the gang that he's talking about. Let me see where it is. It's like Trejo, Aragua. Let me see.
These guys are up to no good. I mean, they're already getting their money. That's what the trippy part is. They're already getting it. And I always wonder how is that process? You just walk up in there and speak foreign language, and they go, okay, put them in the line where they're gonna get some cash. I mean, how does that work? I had an idea that we could dress like them and get in line and see if we can get a cut for us. You know, we can give any type of name, I guess.
It's something. I mean, you gotta laugh, just keep them crying. Let me see if I can get back in there though.
I mean, would it work? You go up in there, they know habla inglés, and they're like, here's your numbers. Here you go. Here's this brand new card.
I mean, and even with that, it was so many people that got cut off from like Link. They didn't get Link.
Yeah, social services.
They cut them down. Social Security, like everything got reduced. And then to find out how much they're getting, it's sad. It's really, really sad. Let me see if I can get back in here. 1 second. Okay, looks like everything's frozen. We're frozen. Oh yeah, that was that 2 Venezuelans charged with believe it's a 12-year-olds. So that was something too. Let's see if this one works. Well, we'll read that. So you see that someone's killed by the migrants.
What?
So that's the story. Let's see if it'll stop buffering.
Talking about No Limit, man. No Limit, and the Venezuelans and the migrants that are moved to Chicago, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like they deep as hell in Chicago, and they wreaking havoc, bro. Like they downtown, up and downs on people, doing all type of shit. They having knife fights, gun fights. They kidnapping people. They assaulting women, all type of shit. There's been Chicago crime rate was already bad. Our shit is horrible now that but a member from No Limit by the name of NLMB Calvin, man, his ass from like Herb and them era and shit. He was shot and killed yesterday, bro. And it's being said that one of these migrants. Before I say that, let me tell you about, the whole situation. So it was just a big ass shootout over there. Yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, big ass shootout over there, and it was between between No Limit and these Venezuelan immigrants, bro. They with the shits, bro. On phone them, these migrants, they with that shit. Like they ass from a third world country, bro. They with all that shit, knives, guns, whatever you want to do. So they done, I guess they ended some of they ass ended up over in No Limit area, and the type of shit that they on, trying to be on over there, No Limit not for that shit. So everybody know how drenching them coming. They drenching shit. So it's like, and everybody know how the damn Venezuelans, they from a third world country. They with the shit too. So it was a big ass shootout, bro. It was a big ass shootout. And Calvin, No Limit Calvin, he ended up getting shot and killed in the midst of that shit, fool. It's crazy, You think you would think like, all right, let the migrants come here. You know what I'm saying? They looking for work and shit, and goddamn it, like, all right, like, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they ass finna get put to work. Like they ass finna be out here helping build houses and shit, paint walls and shit, drywall, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they know some shit. They know how to help build houses, all types of shit, important shit. You would think like, all right, they finna come here and get to the money, and you know what I'm saying? They finna, they probably know how to do other shit, but that's off the top of my head. Like I know they know how to help build houses and all type of shit, paint your walls. Like they got you on phone them. They gonna get your shit right. But whole time they on bullshit. They in here, they taking shit. They assaulting women. Y'all heard I said that they assaulting women. They up and down. They robbing people. They killing all type of shit. So it's like, and they moving to the trenches with that shit. Like these is black neighborhoods that they moving to. Like 78th and Essex, it's like predominantly black area, bro. So for the Venezuelans to move over there and try to, do they little 1-2 over there, is crazy. You would think they wouldn't even try the shit because, once they peep what's going on over there, like, shorting them treacherous over there. You would think the Venezuelans see that shit and be like, all right, we gonna go over there. We gonna go somewhere else. We ain't finna try to do what we gonna try to do over here. They still own it. And it's like, it's gonna be a war, bro. Like, because I know them third world country people, they not for none. But shorty them not for none neither. So it's just finna be a battle royale around this motherfucker. So it's just finna be a goddamn it. It's finna be an all out. It's finna be fireworks over there, fool. Like no 4th of July, fool. Like it's finna be busting between Drench and these Venezuelans, fool. It's like a heavyweight match type shit. Muhammad versus Joe Frazier.
And that's what they want.
Y'all already know what time it is. We're in the building, man. As soon as y'all get up in here, make sure y'all smash the like button. Say which number like y'all is. Y'all see the title. Y'all see the thumbnail, man. We a little late, but we made it, fool. We finna talk our shit. So look, man. Yesterday, breaking news, man. No Limit Cairo bumped with a switch and a steamer, man. Stolen vehicle, man. They got him with a gun and a switch, which they call a machine gun. They don't just say, they call it a machine gun. I mean, it is though, but they caught him with a switch and a steamer and a stolen car and shit like that. So whole time, bro, all of this shit is on the heels of a member by the name of No Limit Calvin getting killed, fool. They found Cairo in a handicapped parking spot in a stolen car with a Glock with a switch on it. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at his mug shots, like Cairo, he looked like he was off the drugs. You know what I'm saying? But the word that's getting back about the situation, man, is that Cairo was on the way to get back for Calvin, No Limit Calvin, who got killed by the immigrants or the migrants, the Venezuelan migrants. For the people who don't know, man, it's a war going on over East, not just between No Limit and KTS and Death Row. Like, it's on some racial shit going on, man. The No Limits is into it with the Venezuelan migrants.
It's getting real. I don't know how many times I said it's getting really real out here, and
it's becoming desperate out here.
And it's not enough that when they first came, we, as the community always is, we are the most compassionate.
Yeah, open arms.
We saw how they were when they came over here, and we didn't think nothing of it, but we kept seeing more and more of them, and then they stand at police stations, they oozing out, all outside. Yes. Everywhere you turn, they're there, and you feel that compassion. But then after a while,
don't forget the diseases coming and
because that's the other thing, they're unchecked. So I still don't get how that could happen when that migration, coming from different areas.
Yeah.
Disease is inevitable.
Yes,
it is inevitable because we just live in two different climates, two different atmospheres. So I don't understand unless you purposefully didn't vaccinate them, didn't check them, and to put them in our communities.
You think they get vaccinated now? No,
but I mean exactly. But I'm saying, why would you do that? It's not enough to have them be dumped in the community, but not to expose us to any and all possibilities of diseases, some that we probably never heard of. So it's real. This is real talk. Let me see what else I got. Oh my goodness. So let me see if I can play that one that was not that one. Play the one that I tried before. Was it this one?
It was either the second or the third.
Because this was this was it. Is that the news article?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
let's see. All right, let's try this again. Hopefully it works.
Vicente Arenas was at that complex today as people were moving out, fearing for their safety. Vicente joining us live from that complex with a closer look at that eye-opening video, Vicente.
It is eye-opening, Erica. It is significant because this is the first time we've actually seen what has been happening inside that apartment complex at different times. This video, there's two different clips you're about to see. One of them, people carrying guns, and another where two people are just trying to break down a door.
The video shows a group of men walking up a stairwell at the Edge Lowry apartment complex in Aurora. All of them appear to be carrying rifles and handguns, and the video shot earlier this month. One of the men can be seen talking on a cell phone. They all then gather around a door and go in. Another video clip shows men forcing a door open. But what or who they were searching for, not clear. The video was shot in the building where Cindy and Edward Romero lived until today. They loaded up their stuff and moved out.
It's been a nightmare and I can't wait to get out of here.
This is how Cindy used to lock her front door.
Every day when we come home, we have to do this. Every time we go outside to take out the garbage. Every time we try to go to bed at night, we have to keep it like this so nobody can kick in the door
The couple's car and many others here were riddled with bullets after a shootout at the complex earlier this month. The Romeros say the trouble started when a large number of migrants began moving in. They had not been able to move out for different reasons.
We couldn't get any. We tried reaching out to the resources, but they told us since it wasn't actually a condemned building, we would have to wait until that was the issue, but we didn't want to wait for that. So the only help I got was after talking to you.
We showed council member Danielle Jurinsky the video. Today, she helped the couple move out and find a new place to live.
The city nonprofits have lined up to help the migrants that have come here, but nobody is helping the American citizens, the residents that are trapped in these apartment complexes.
The Romeros tell us others living here had been asking when they'd be moving out.
And this isn't just Americans. This is other Venezuelans that are living under this control, that are being extorted by the control of this gang.
While we were on the property today, even before we left, we were told other people were moving in and taking over the Romeros unit.
Wow, that was quick.
We did speak to the mayor's office this afternoon. They sent us a statement saying that so far there are no code enforcement violations taking place at this complex. The mayor's office also responding in part for the Aurora Police Department. They're telling us that the police department here has seen that video that we just showed you.
No, that's enough. Enough. I mean, really. It's just so tiresome. I'm so just frustrated, so confused, so confusing as to why.
Nobody else got that much of a leg up. I mean, this stuff, they've been getting financing grants. People work in social work, and a big part of that is working with immigrants to help them become citizens, then join the workforce and everything, and the processes that involve that. But when you just let people just hop a border, jump a border jumpers, and they just get over here, and then all of a sudden they get cards and visas and vehicles and rent and schooling and paid for education and paid for housing.
And some of us still have student loans. They're getting all these amenities that we would never
have seen.
Get to experience. A home that is what
everybody wants.
$50,000 and
it was $150,000. Oh, you talking about how much they get for the home?
Yes, like a home loan is worth $150,000, I believe. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't understand why they expect for us to be all right with this. Like, are you kidding me? Now let's look at the New York Post. This is the gang that they were referring to. It's called so it says brutal Venezuelan. This is the New York Post. Brutal Venezuelan gang violence spills into quiet suburb from the sanctuary city next door, despite efforts to keep migrants out. So let's scroll down here. Okay, so this is the Denver. This is that footage that's right there.
In Aurora, Colorado.
So Aurora, Colorado. Now look. Now this is
just the name I saw it.
No, it's the
Tren de Aragua.
Yes. So that's the gang that we have now in Chicago. Let's go down to the bottom. I mean, we saw the story, and we heard the story, but we're seeing them talking about it. But at the bottom, okay, so you got the Denver's. Let's see, it's Cookie Monster. Okay, so one local gang leader decided to set up shop in town, according to the law enforcement sources. His name is Gennaro Jose Pacheco Chirino, and he goes by
Galleta,
Spanish for cookie. Within months of arriving in the U.S., cops say he and fellow gang members brutally beat a man at an Aurora apartment complex that the gang took over and occupied.
It was like New Jack City.
In July, cops arrested him again, this time for shooting at the same complex that left 2 men wounded.
Again, like New Jack City.
Look at this. Members of Tren de Aragua are accused of a slew of violent crimes across the United States, including the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley.
Earlier this year.
So let's see this at the bottom.
And shooting the 2 cops.
Yeah. I mean, everybody should be concerned. So it says here, just scroll down a little bit. I want to read the whole thing. John Fabricatori a fabricateur, who was previously the head of ISIS office in Denver, in the Denver region, and is now running for Congress, said the gang has been running amok in the area, and officials have been slow to react because they got protections.
Yeah, protections.
I mean, that's why you almost make us have to believe that it's a plan.
It's got to be a plan. It's a setup. It's strategic.
So at the bottom, I saw where these gangs. So okay, let's see, right around, because I know you don't want to bore you with the article, but New York Times, you can go there if you want to see it, or New York Post. I mean, the New York Times. New York Post. So
New York Times ain't gonna let you in.
You
gotta hit paywall, baby.
So here we go. Okay, so one of the gang's members,
Jean Torres Roman, 21, was arrested in New Mexico this month in connection to a shocking and violent caught-on-camera robbery of a Denver jewelry store from June 25th.
Sears. Okay, so you got Sears Road Police Union. I'm looking for the part where it says they are in, I probably went too far down, where they're located, because I saw that they have their gangs in, here it is, Tren de Aragua, which hails from Venezuela's Aragua region, has been sneaking members into the U.S. via the southern border for years. It's also started recruiting within the U.S. among migrant communities, mainly in New York, Denver, and Chicago.
Of course.
So this is a plan. I mean, we saw it in Denver, and we're like, okay, now you're hearing about it in Chicago. New York, is that next? We're gonna start hearing some stories
in LA,
if we haven't already.
Or someplace in California.
So it's it just makes me very, very insecure, upset, unsafe. You name it. I'm feeling it.
And let down by any and all administrations, federal, state, and local. Because they're out here helping people who didn't contribute anything into the society at all.
Anything.
At all.
So, nothing at all.
And they get all the benefits above the people who desperately need it, who've been needing it.
So let's hear some hard truths about immigration. What is something we just need to hear? I mean, I don't really subscribe to this lady, but even a broken clock is right twice a day.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's give her. She's telling her no lies detected.
Racism question, which I talk about a lot in my book. No. The reason Americans are sensitive to the race issue, particularly, is because of the legacy of slavery and Jim Crow. That's why we have civil rights laws. That's why we have affirmative action and set-asides. But then suddenly one day, out of the blue, people used to talk about integration all the time. It was integration. You don't discriminate against Black people, which we had to spend 100 years teaching the Democrats to do. But that is all about American Blacks. It's not about someone who has never set foot in the country before. It's liberals who are the racists who say, oh, you're all brown. We're going to treat you like American Blacks. And it's really kind of shocking. I mean, I don't know if maybe some of you know this. Jesse Jackson used to stay on the border denouncing the illegal immigrants coming across. Cesar Chavez denounced them as wetbacks, driving down the wages of the poor. But today, you can arrive from, the Sudan yesterday. You will get affirmative action applying to college. You will get affirmative action applying for government business loans. The 14th Amendment was about one thing, again, utterly insulting to Black Americans. 14th Amendment, why was that passed? So that someday La Raza could usher across Mexican women who are 8.5 months pregnant. They could drop a baby and say, you didn't catch me. I'm an American citizen now. No, people don't put trap doors in a constitution. A secret door, ooh, this will surprise them. To get an amendment passed, you need a mass feeling about a big thing. We had just fought a civil war to force, again, the Democrats to stop enslaving Blacks. that the 14th Amendment is absolutely exclusively about Black Americans. That's what it's about. And by the way, it's not about gay marriage either, but they're at least gay Americans. Here we're talking about people who've never set foot on U.S. soil before, playing a game of Red Rover with our Border Patrol, the most precious possession in the universe, citizenship in this country.
Wow.
Yeah, no lies detected.
Yeah, tell the truth.
So baby, you said you had some things you wanted to share.
Yes. First of all, it's just messy. I just wanted to touch on what we know, a little slight history about immigration.
Okay.
First, everybody says that Christopher Columbus discovered America. Well, we can't call it discovered because you don't find something with people are already there.
Exactly.
Right. So what I say is his name, first of all, is not Christopher Columbus. It was Cristobal Colon.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a sailor. He sailed from 1451 to 1476 before he arrived in 1492 on the islands in the Caribbean. He didn't get to North America. He found some islands in the Caribbean, and then he sailed over for Spain for Queen Isabella. He was trying to get patronage, a sponsor essentially to go over there. Now, was he going over there to find new worlds and new people and bring love and trade and everything? No, he was just looking for gold and riches to pay back the queen over in Spain to fight wars.
Mm-hmm.
So in 1493, he came back. He found his settlement that he left there was destroyed because the people didn't like him and it was brutal. So he decided to leave his brothers there and rebuild. And then, wouldn't you know it, he just sent 500 slaves to Queen Isabella, to say, hey, these people, he would write in his diary how easy it was to enslave these people. And she was like, oh my God, since we discovered them, they're not slaves. Spanish people can't become slaves because now they're Spanish subjects and couldn't be slaves. Yes. So she sent them back. So he came back again, and in 1498, find again his settlement was destroyed again, and because they were so brutal to the people there, they had to rebel. My goodness! So they put a governor there, and then finally he sailed again in 1502. And once you know it, he finally got to a part of the Americas, Central America. He never set foot on North American continent, what we call today as North America. Mm-hmm. My goodness. And so do you wonder who did discover America? Not discover. Who did find the land and arrive there? So John and Sebastian Cook in 1508. They sailed around the shores of North America. But I just wanted to say, these were not the first people to sail to that continent over there. The Phoenicians in 600 BC sailed around the entire coast of the continent of Africa. I find that amazing. Mm-hmm. And there is definitely some images and representations of Black people in Central America in their old carvings, engravings, and statues and busts and stories and tablets of them dealing with and trading with Africans. Oh my goodness, how did the Africans get there? Well, let me show you if we could share screen real quick. Okay. And you can go to the equatorial.
All right, let's go there.
And click on that one.
Okay.
Set up for click on that one again.
Okay.
Right there. Got it right there. I want everyone to see.
Give it a minute.
What I
it's been slow.
See. Hit it again.
Yep. Hit the bottom.
Is it that one? Is it coming up?
Yeah, here it is. It's just slow.
It is. Computers are slow. Anyway, the currents will show the Earth water currents. So right here across the entire planet, you got certain water currents that help with sailing.
Mm-hmm.
So what we see here is the current from Africa. So these Africans sailed, the one I told you about, they sailed around the entire coast of Africa. So they've been doing that for a long time. So they just got on the current with their boats at the time and just rode the current essentially to the islands over there. It's essentially from all South America through Central America to North America. They were over there, and you can find a lot of remnants of that. And I'd like to say in 1969, African boatmen from Chad built a papyrus boat which sailed from North Africa to Barbados in 1969, just using the papyrus that they made. Now check this out. While they were sailing, their oars broke, so they couldn't steer. The craft still rode that current all the way to North America. Now, what they has also said, there's some great discoverers said that it was almost you could float or sail there by mistake. Like if you didn't even want to get there on purpose, you could get there, but even in error, you can get there. I thought that was very interesting. So that's essentially saying black people were there first. I know we have the land bridge that people migrated through, which is true in like 1400 BC and stuff like that. But to know that people were there between 800 and 700 BC, were going back and forth, sending convoys to and from those continents way before Columbus is just interesting to note, especially about immigration with all the Europeans coming over there. So
it's very interesting. So we went over and shows you how real it is. I mean, it's not just in Denver, it's here in Chicago, and it's probably in New York, or it's going to be in New York. So yeah, we started out with people keep saying that Kamala Harris was not the border czar, and clearly she is. She is the border czar.
Yes.
So, because she's still the vice president. I mean, have we forgotten that she's still in office?
She's still in office.
So
and has done stuff.
So I got to go on a little rant real quick, because this is just really, I mean, it's been far too long that we've allowed black celebrities and black politicians who want to be celebrities to have the masses really believe that they are the voice for us. When I hear, well, we need to meet with the black leaders of the community to discuss, this and that. First of all, these are self-appointed black people with their own self-interest, and they don't have control over us. These people are soulless grifters who do not have the authority to tell us to do anything. So understand that. Because guess what? We live totally different lives from them. Celebrities and politicians are out of touch with reality and cannot relate to the real struggles of Black Americans
on the street.
You know why? Because they live lavish lifestyles. They have beautiful homes. They have a better quality of life because they have wealth. So it really doesn't matter who wins. To them, they'll be all right.
Yeah, they're all friends.
So they don't have to find ways to deal with high inflation and spending more for less. They'll never experience illegal immigrants being dumped in their communities and draining all their resources. They don't have to deal with the anxiety of being able to afford food, housing, and other necessities while trying to maintain a stable and secure home for our families. So no, they're not bothered that immigrants are receiving $20,000 or more for food, $5,000 to $10,000 in cash, money for homes, cars, and policies that's just for them. I mean, it's like they won the lottery. And it's like they're getting the undeserved reparations that we've been fighting for. And guess what else? They ain't even need a study.
Yeah. No study for them.
So what makes me angry is that these self-appointed leaders spend so much time bootlicking, buck dancing, butter biscuit chasing, all while undermining Black Americans. It's despicable and selfish. And yes, you will be held accountable. Because guess what? Everything done in the dark will come to light.
That's true.
So let's go to this. On the one hand, you say, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. But the question I have is, where did you get your boots from? And were your straps pulled up at our demise? I mean, let's talk about Rainbow Push. We got Rainbow Push, the NAACP, the National Action Network, the National Urban League, the National Bank Justice Coalition, Black Lives Matter, and other activist groups that are supposed to be for us. You know, to protect, to defend us, defend our civil rights,
Black
you know,
people.
fighting for us, fighting for economic reparations, fighting for policies, protections for us, you know, racial discrimination for us.
Yes.
Let's look at the NAACP. The NAACP was founded in 1909 in response to violence against Black people. Violence against Black people. Okay, the National Urban League was founded in 1911 to fight racial discrimination against Black people.
Pacification?
Oh, wait a minute. And don't let me forget about the Congressional Black Caucus. And they were funded. I'm sorry, I keep saying funded. Founded in 1971. And they were supposed to be committed to, guess what? Equitable economic opportunity, advancing Black prosperity and housing, entrepreneurship, and employment.
That's what they're about?
So
I haven't seen any examples.
So is this where they get their boots from? And all the billions and billions of dollars that exchange hands but amongst themselves for all these years? Are these their straps? Oh, you got to get yours. I got to get mine, huh?
That's what it's looking like.
Because homelessness is real. Unemployment is real. Being marginalized and racially profiled is real. So we continue to see Black people in these organizations living well, creating generational wealth for them and their families, all at the expense of us. And I don't know how any of them can even sleep at night.
How did they do that?
I mean, these are the same people that play defense when it comes to reparations. These are the same people who say, "Oh, we don't need cash. We need to do. Y'all don't have enough financial literacy.
The programs, put it in my pocket.
Program.
I'll tell you what it's spending.
Let's start with the study first. What about education? What about student loan forgiveness? You know, and apology,
financial literacy.
Meanwhile, they continue to get the bag. So, and you can look at them now. I mean, we don't need to keep naming the bowling balls and all of them. I mean, they're on full display, working overtime, demanding and using shaming and bullying tactics to get us to vote for a person who was very clear that she is not going to do anything specifically for Black people.
Very clear.
So for all you people that are in these organizations that's telling us to vote, and you're supposed to be for Black people, wouldn't that be a direct contrast to what you're supposed to stand for?
A huge conflict of interest.
Aren't your organizations designed to benefit Black Americans?
Are they?
And don't you know the history of slavery and that reparations is a debt that is owed to free? Did you know not only did your candidate, who you are so mesmerized with, she said no to reparations, and she also defaced the legacy of the Freedmen's Bank. Did you know that? Because she extended it to all these other minority groups, knowing that bank was specifically to newly freed Black Americans. You can watch the video. She said it with her own mouth.
It's for everybody.
So it's time out. What we not gonna do is to have you continue playing in our face. You say we the ops. I can't believe I heard they said that we were the ops.
We want justice.
All we want is justice. A debt that's owed, a hate crime bill specifically for our community.
We need a hate crime bill.
I mean, the community that can't seem to have very many interactions without wondering if we'll be unalived. And in too many cases, we actually are.
Too many.
Can we have access to capital so we can create generational wealth for our family like every other group?
I don't think that's in the plan.
I mean, can we like at this point stop funneling all this money through you and your organizations so you can decide who gets what? I mean, no ma'am, no sir. We're done with all of that. So who the ops? You are the true ops, and you continue to stand in the way of Black Americans.
Anybody who stands in the way of reparations is an op.
You know, and by the way, what happened to the Democrat Party? When they go low, you go lower.
That's definitely true.
I mean, you spent your all this time, this campaign, the DNC, all of that. Trump. Weird. You said Trump is weird. You're supposed to be telling us about policies. Why are we talking about Trump? Why are we spending so much time talking about Trump?
What are we going to do while you're in office?
You know, because you are still in office. And this weird thing that you guys are trying to make stick. But let me ask you this. What was up with that wall in the hall at the DNC that was filled with Republicans? And it was called the Weirdos Wall.
Yeah,
no
like
policies.
Nothing.
Just weirdo.
You took the time to put that together when you could put so many other things on there. Even the advertisement. My goodness.
Man, it's so, I mean, it's just so much going on. I know that we talked about, or you guys say that you stand for women having the right to choose, right? My body, my choice, right? Well, as a woman, I'm exercising my right to choose. I'm choosing my brain. And because that's a part of my body. And my choice is to vote for whoever the hell I want to vote for. And right now, your candidate is not working. Do you see what's happening in Chicago? Do you see what Black people have to go through? There's no way in hell that you could convince me at this point. She's the border czar. The problems we're having right now is due to her lack of, what's the word? Negligence.
Negligence,
the
integrity.
Negligence.
When was the last time she was there?
Well, you know, we played a video.
Yeah, she hasn't been.
Question. She was like, and I haven't been to Europe either. I haven't been to Europe.
We didn't put you weren't put in charge of Europe.
So I am just, I mean, at a loss for words. We're trying to, at this point, we're just trying to keep our head on the swivel. We're trying to figure out, you know, how to keep our family safe, how to keep the neighborhood that we live in safe. We got a lot of new neighbors starting to move in, yes, and we're
with brand new cars,
with
brand new clothes.
They're moving in. They're across the street, they're down the street, so they are really becoming entrenched in our communities,
without a struggle.
And I don't know. We should be more outraged. I mean, it's only so much we can do because we are that people. We are that sweet, that kind, that loving, that welcoming. But at a point, the point that we're at now, we have to have pushback. We cannot keep doing this. We are fed up. We're sick and tired of being sick and tired. Like enough.
It's draining.
Enough with this. Like we were your most loyal base for the most part. I mean, there's always been people who have voted Republican, Independent, Green Party, but your base was Black Americans, and you know
indeed.
That. So for you to do this to us after all of these years,
repeatedly
voting, never receiving nothing, and then when we finally say enough is enough, and we say no, damn that. If you said you didn't have reparations all these years, we're seeing reparations going to just slipping through to the Venezuelans.
Everybody else,
all these policies for the Venezuelans. So you want to talk about discrimination?
We could vote on those.
That's discrimination. because you're doing it for one group and not doing it for all the other groups.
Only that group.
So when we talk about this conversation around reparations and what we're owed, no more saying that there's no cash. No,
right.
You're able to give it to them, then you can give it to us.
That's right.
Because this is a debt that's owed. I think we keep forgetting about that.
Yes.
This is a debt that's owed.
For hundreds of years of free labor.
Like
generations.
What did the Venezuelans do to get this? If somebody can answer that question for me, what did they do?
I think it was their long hike, maybe,
to
that
get
felt bad.
What they're getting now, unless they're setting them up for something. And I can speculate, allegedly, that there's a bigger plan with the Venezuelans, not only to displace and replace us, but there is a new voting block that they're trying to capture. Allegedly.
They already can get licenses.
If you can get a license, can you vote? I mean, there's so many laws being passed in Chicago right now. Hey, it's just something to think about.
Yeah,
will they be able to vote, even though they're not citizens? Or are we going to try to hurry up and fast track them? So it's a lot going on, a lot of things at play. There's a plan in place to replace Black Americans, and we got to be on guard. But I know what? We got the power on our side. The Most High is watching all of this. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
Yes. We'd like to say thank you for watching. This show is sponsored by you, the viewer, with your donations. Thank you so much. We are also sponsored by other YouTube channels, Relax with Ms. Tish, Little Bit of Rage. Check them out. And if you also like to check out anything from the store, just go to cafepress.com/Little Bit of Rage. And if you please want to subscribe, do so. Send us any comments to our Gmail, just to get by shy at gmail.com. And hit that Cash App. Thanks for watching and listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.